Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
It is a sunny isle, things people do there, bound to make you smile from Spanish Wells. Straight down to Cape, see Preacher Cave is right up on each gate. Oh, lighty die, oh, lighty die.
Good yawning this morning, and welcome back to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Your station for fresh news, smart talk all day. It is Thursday, the 18th of January, 2024, and you are on the clock with Erin, Greene. On the clock, we have conversations that help us understand and navigate a rapidly changing Bahamas. Today is Thursday. It's a Culture Thursday. You heard that music, Elutra by Eddie Minnis. We're going to talk a bit about the newest national park in the Bahamas. We're going to talk about Operation Potcake that starts tomorrow. But before we get there, I have Mr. R.E. Barnes joining us from the Sassoon Heart Foundation. They have a big event coming up. They got a big month coming up, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. Let's get this show started. We're giving away sand dollars again. Every week, 6 listeners can win 30 digital Bahamian dollars if they get the correct answer and have a digital wallet. When you call in, give the producer your name and cell number and wallet provider. Include wallet provider and custom name in texts. Download a digital wallet right now, because every Tuesday and Thursday, you can be a winner. And the Sand Dollar merchant list is growing. If you're looking for more places to spend the digital Bahamian dollar, visit sanddollar.bs/merchant list to view a list of verified merchants in New Providence, Grand Bahama, and the Family Islands. If you're a business owner and you'd like to join the Sand Dollar merchant list, contact 302-9880 or sdau@centralbankbahamas.com. And just a little tip, if you're a merchant and you are looking for customers in the Family Islands, they surely need alternate payment methods available to them down there. I would say call the Island Development Association, like the Auckland's Island Development Association, the Bearing Point, the Central Andros Island Development Association, and ask them what are the services that people in the Family Islands need and how you could provide access to a new service for Family Island residents. I see we have a call on the line. Let's go to this caller quickly. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller. You there? I don't know. Are you excited to talk about seahorses, potcakes, or hearts? I'm excited to talk with the Sassoon Heart Foundation this morning. Joining me, along with Mr. R.E. Barnes, is Mr. C.A. Nuri. Good morning, Mr. Nuri.
Good morning, Erin. Thank you very much for the invite. It's an interesting day today. It's good to see Mr. Barnes again, right? And it's good to see that he continues his efforts with the Sassoon Heart Association. It's a wonderful story, and I hope that he's again able to tell us how it is the Sassoon Heart Association and his involvement, his history of his involvement.
Absolutely. And I'm glad to see Mr. Barnes continuing a commitment to social development in the Bahamas. When I met Mr. R.E. Barnes, I was but a college student and joined the local Amnesty International branch. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I want you to give us a brief history of yourself and your relationship with the Sassoon Heart Foundation.
Well, golly, it's been a long one now. I first came to the Bahamas in 1953 and would come on vacations in those days. along the way, my father's younger sister married Sir Victor Sassoon. And so when he passed away in 1961, the Lady Sassoon asked that donations be made to the local heart foundation here in the Bahamas in lieu of sending flowers, because he knew people from all over the world, and they'd be getting in tons of flowers, and then they'd die 3 days later. So she said, let's do something worthwhile, tell them to make a donation. So about 2 weeks later, Princess Margaret Hospital called up and said, Lady Sassoon, we don't know what to do. We've gotten in about 10,000 pounds
Wow.
in donations in memory of your husband, but we don't have a local heart foundation. What are we supposed to do? So she took it upon herself and got the assistance of a local lawyer and so on, drew up a trust thing, and created the Sir Victor Sassoon, Bahamas in parentheses, Heart Foundation.
Lovely.
And with that, the idea was to help children with heart disease. And this is in the early 60s. And so we had a lot of young patients who were the first time having complications that it was difficult to identify. And so we brought over doctors from the States that were cardiologists in those days. Now we have a lot of excellent cardiologists here in the Bahamas. So it's not the same operation that it was back then, but we're able to see and help children every year.
And so exactly how long has the heartbeat of the Sassoon Foundation been pumping through the veins of the Bahamas?
It's been pumping since 1961.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. That is 40 years plus 22 years?
My sister is 60 plus, and she born 1960. So gotta be 60 plus.
Yeah, 40 plus 20 something.
Yeah, 60 plus, yes.
Absolutely. Wow.
That's a lot of time.
Let's take a moment to say thank you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's definitely a commitment to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
To know that people have adopted the Bahamas to make sure, particularly children, get access to needed operations where if this didn't exist, they would have had a challenge getting access.
Absolutely. Now, Heart Month is coming up?
Well, February, Valentine's. Got to be Heart Month, right?
Absolutely. Okay, so what does the Sassoon Heart Foundation have planned for February Heart Month?
Well, our big event every year is the annual Heart Ball.
Okay.
And it will be held on Saturday, February 24th at Bahamar. And if folks want to come, they can call our offices. We're on West Bay Street at Eves. It's 424 West Bay Street. We're right opposite the Swiss pastry shop. Everybody knows where that is.
Okay. Awesome.
But you can get tickets, or you can call 327
Yes.
0806. And they're usually in office from about 9 until 3 every day, and so they'll be happy to help you.
Okay.
And we also have a webpage, SassoonHeartFoundation.org. And so if you want to check that out and find out more, that'll work too.
And that's SASSOON.
Correct.
SassoonHeartFoundation.org. Okay. So the ball itself is on the 24th of February, right? That's great because I may need some recovery with my heart. February could be a rough month for some people, a lovely month for others. I'm glad you're all there to support us heartbroken people. But are there any other activities planned for the month?
Well, we try to do a number of things in association. We have a sister organization called the Bahamas Heart Association.
Okay.
And they'd work with adults and try to get them to lead a healthy heart lifestyle. And you can find out more about that from calling the same number, 327-0806.
Okay.
And they're looking to, I believe they're going to try and do a Go Red for Heart that month. And also, I think they're looking at a way to do a fun run walk kind of thing.
Nice.
So hopefully that'll all come through. We're still getting it all organized, so I don't have the details on that. But the ball is underway. It's going to be our 58th annual Heart Ball.
58th.
Yes.
Wow.
Now, we did have a couple of years where we couldn't do anything, obviously, with COVID.
Yes.
And that really punched a hole in us.
Right.
But last year, when we got to hold our Heart Ball, we had the biggest one ever. I was so proud of the Bahamas coming back and supporting us. We had almost 600 people there.
Absolutely.
And that was, I was stunned, to be honest. I thought, will people really be in the mood for this after a couple of years? But people came to support us, and it was such a thrill. This year alone, we paid for 9 children's heart surgeries.
Nice.
Wow.
And we didn't have the money during the COVID to pay for every child who was coming forward, and it was heartbreaking.
Yes.
So
Sad.
9 children you were
Yeah.
able to pay for
Yes.
their heart surgeries.
And they've all come home healthy.
All right.
Good.
So, what does the foundation do specifically, and what does the Bahamas Heart Association do? How do you support each other?
Well, our office helps coordinate things.
Okay.
And fortunately, they've both been in existence for quite a long time now. And so, if somebody comes in and says, I've got a child with a problem, we'll recommend them to go see a pediatric cardiologist, someone like that, who can identify what's going on. And then if he says this child needs to be operated on, then, we'll get it organized. We work with Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital, with Mercy Hospital in Miami, and also Health City down in the Cayman Islands. They've set up a wonderful thing down there and helped several of our children this past year. So there's a way that we can get this done, and at a pretty reasonable rate. If you walked in off the street, it could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. These folks know who we are and what we do, and they really work to give us the best deal possible. And so we've been very fortunate in finding people like that, or organizations like that, that'll help us. Otherwise, the cost of some of these surgeries could be hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars if you just kind of walked in. But if parents have insurance, then that can take care of their children. But when you have somebody who doesn't have that insurance, that's when they come to us.
Absolutely. And what type? Well, Nuri?
No, man, I was listening and be intrigued. I know you already indicated and hinted towards the process. I'm going to just put it forward a scenario. Average Bahamian family, my child has been diagnosed with a heart problem. I have a pediatrician, they say, yes, you need surgery. I realize I don't have enough insurance. I need help. And the pediatrician mentions the Sassoon Heart Foundation.
Right.
Said, go there and see what they can do. Yeah. Can you walk me through the process of what I would have had to do in order to be considered then accepted or granted whatever you have to give them?
Well, the doctor will identify the problem. That's the first thing. And usually, even if it's not a cardiologist, say there's a newborn child, and you can see the child is struggling in some way, they may say, I want to have a cardiologist have a look at them to make sure what I think is going on. And in that case, then they'll usually come to like somebody like Dr. Lightbourne, Jerome Lightbourne, and he'll identify the problem. And then he'll contact our office and say, hey, I'm going to send somebody down to you. And, so it will happen that way that the child will come in. We've had one child come in recently from an out island, and a family island, and she's, I think, about 12. And that's almost older than a lot of the kids. And probably some of the problems she was having wasn't identified because of where she was at. But once they could identify what's happening. And she's going over next month to have her surgery. And so in the past year, as I say, we helped 9 children. Most of those were very young people, some of them 1 year old or less. And the doctors, the sooner you can identify it and get to it, then it helps the child develop properly, that the blood's flowing through to the brain properly all the time and to the lungs, and the child can be a healthy, active child growing up. It helps their education and everything. So
Let's talk more about the ball.
yeah.
How much is the ball tickets? I know you said you could pick up the tickets at the office.
Yes.
Is that the only place to pick up tickets? And then how much is the tickets price? And then I want to know all of what happens at the ball itself.
Well, we got a lot that goes on at the ball. There's a room auction, silent auction,
Oh, nice.
and a raffle.
And a raffle.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, well, we have around 9 or 10 prizes, the multiple items in the prizes for the room raffle. Those tickets, I think, are like $10 each.
Okay.
And then the silent auction, we'll have various items, watches, TVs, all sorts of things you can bid on, and, keep an eye on what you're bidding on and, make sure you get what you want. The tickets, I believe, are $375 this year.
Okay.
And so we went up $25 just because everything's going up, unfortunately. But hopefully people will come support us because it's
One of the most important efforts we could make in the country to provide life-saving medical services to
Yeah.
the most vulnerable of the most vulnerable among us.
Yeah.
Children that do not have insurance or the financial capacity to take care of themselves. It's the most important thing we could be doing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But call our office. We have deals like if you buy a whole table and so on.
You can
with
get a
that,
discount.
You know, like get like 10 people. You know, and for. In fact, I think I said 375. I think I may be off on that a little bit. So call the office and they'll
And confirm the
confirm
number.
with. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Who's at the office? Give me a name.
Well, Linda LaFleur is our treasurer,
Okay.
and she has been the backbone of the foundation for years now, decades.
Good morning, Ms. LaFleur, and thank you for your
Yes.
contribution.
Yes, and Annabelle Gomez is our other person there
All right.
who usually picks up the phone, and she can help you as well.
Now,
So,
is this a sit down and dine affair?
yes, it is, but there's a big dance floor too.
Okay, see, Mr.
And-
Nuri, anything where I can take my retractable heels.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So we also have the Soulful Groovers playing.
Producer, I can need you to pull up a Soulful Groovers track for me, please.
The Defense Force Dance Band,
Okay, there could be a dance off.
the Ed Bryce Orchestra, so you get a
Okay.
little bit of
Man,
everything,
you get a little bit of everything.
and Gary Super Johnson playing in between things.
Okay.
Okay, Gary Super Johnson.
It's a high-end type event.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And reputable, well-known, well-established, guaranteed to have a good time at the...
I wish there's no way to convey over the radio what the ballroom looked last year looked like. It is gorgeous. I mean, we fit it out to the max.
it is
And
magical.
Yeah, no, we have a ball committee who are really super. Marilyn Cambridge is our chairman, and the co-chairman is Angela Haven, and they, with a number of local people, work very hard to make sure this happens. You know, we have a big ball committee, about 10, 12 women who are doing it. And guys, you could join it too. There's
Listen, dear Bahamian gentlemen, I don't know where this culture fell apart, right? But wherever there can be women in heels, there need to be men to volunteer to dance with them, right? Wherever there can be women dress up, we need to have some men's them in the suits to dance and entertain
well,
them.
guys, it's a good Valentine's present.
There you go. On top of it. On top of it. Now, I get a text here that says, what is the attire? What's the dress code?
It's formal attire, tuxedo and
ball
dan-
ball gown.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of gotten flashier over the years. So it's not just old traditional style. It's. I mean, we're gravitating towards a new style too. I think. So,
Modern ballroom attire.
yes. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, the Ed Bryce Orchestra, the Soulful Groovers,
Yes.
the Defense Force Pop Band, and Gary Super Johnson
Yeah.
performing. And he's the house band.
Yeah.
It's
Now,
gonna be
one of the
awesome.
highlights of the evening also,
Yes.
I must tell you, and I still would like to hear from the public. We've had a few nominations already for, gosh, I don't even know now, over 40 years. There has been a Golden Heart Award given out to people. We asked for nominations from the public. So this is something that people have seen somebody out there who really gives of themselves to help the community. And just put their name forward, and they can win the Lady Sassoon Golden Heart Award. And it's a presentation, and we'll give them a couple of tickets to the ball. They can come and invite their friends, and to come along. And it's a recognition of what somebody does who isn't necessarily always in the public eye, but often is.
The nominee, is the contribution, is it a focus on the healthcare community? Is it
No, you can be anything. I mean, you
so
can.
where do we go to make this nomination?
Well, call the office again.
All right.
And they may ask you to just do a little letter or something to say what the person's done
Right.
and who they are and just a bit of the history of why you think they're worthy of being nominated for this special award.
Let me make a public nomination right now. I want to nominate Candy Gibson from FOAM, Family of All Murder Victims, for the Golden Heart Award. I will call the office and I will
Okay.
make a formal nomination
Okay.
as well.
Yeah.
The work that Ms. Gibson has done over the last decade, building capacity
Right.
to become an organization. And January the 23rd, I think that's Tuesday the 23rd, has been declared once again Family of All Murder Victims
Oh, wow.
Day.
Yeah.
Right? And so that I want to make that public nomination and say congratulations to Candy, and then to encourage the wider community
Yeah.
to contact the office for the.
Yeah. I also have an email address for
Okay.
you if you want to write out what it's about and everything. Sassoon Hart, SASSOON HEART @gmail.com.
All right.
And
You could
if you want to
submit-
put together a nomination that way for
Submit
somebody
it by
you feel
email.
is really special and helped our community over the years and,
Mm-hmm.
does it out of the goodness of their heart. It isn't always a job or something. It's that they just want to give back to the community.
Right. And don't mind, I'm shouting out some very public figures right now. You can also look within your community
Absolutely.
for people's unsung heroes,
Exactly.
silent warriors, the people like the teachers who cook a pot of food every morning because they know kids are coming to school without breakfast. For those teachers and parents and administrators who support outside of the formal program, the feeding programs at the schools, all the crossing guards, the by them that stick on the crossing guard because they know a couple children coming late and they got to be there for them. All of these people are heroes. Okay, producer, let's go to a break, play the Soulful Groovers, and then when we get back from the break, I gotta find out, y'all gotta have some more activities going on. We can talk more about this ball and see what's gonna be happening at the Heart Foundation Ball on February the 24th. That's a Saturday at Bahama. You can call the office of the Sassoon Heart Foundation at 327-0806. You can go online to sassoonheartfoundation.com, or you can also submit your nominations or any questions to Sassoon Heart Foundation.
No,
No,
it's just
Sassoon
Sassoon
Heart
Hart
at
Gmail.
gmail.com. And you can submit nominations for the Golden Heart Award. I still can't get over the fact that y'all gonna have the Soulful Groovers out there. What a year this is.
They've been excellent. They've come for years, as have the Defense Force Band.
Yeah.
They're just great, and they really help us make it a lively evening.
Absolutely. And I like how they commit their voices to the most important causes. Right? I haven't heard a Soulful Groovers track in about 10 years. Producer, you found one for me yet? We're coming right now with the Soulful Groovers. We're going to go to a break. Great show as usual. You all forget people in Nassau is break up 3 weeks before Valentine's Day. You see how much for roses in Nassau? Boy, I tell you, we make sure pick an argument. Now listen, there's a law against that. You cannot break up with somebody a week before Valentine's Day and then make up with them a week after Valentine's Day. It has to be a 3-month period of consideration before you're all allowed to get back together. Absolutely. Producer, we good? All right, Mr. Nuri.
I am all yours. Because I dropped the dog off today.
You did?
I dropped the dog off. Bark is having a big thing.
I thought you gone.
What are you trying to do to the dog?
I thought you like maybe you gave the dog away
No, I can't give the child dog away. I dropped the dog off today.
to Operation Potcake.
To Operation Potcake.
Like when we get back from the break, we're going to talk a bit more with Mr. Ari Barnes about the most exciting event for February.
Yes.
And then we could talk a bit about Operation Potcake.
Yeah.
And Seahorse National Park.
For free. I drop her off for free.
Just for entertainment? Like it's like a doggy daycare?
No, they doing the neutering.
Okay,
and
spay and
spading.
neuter program.
Yeah.
All right.
I
you got
told
it.
the child it's circumcision, but yeah, she didn't believe me. They had circumcising the dog.
In the preparation, you're trying to get her to think about becoming a veterinarian.
There
right?
you go.
There you go. I got you.
I got to
you.
explain these things.
Of course.
Yeah, because she couldn't understand why I would want to neuter the dogs. I said, it's like a circumcision.
Yeah, for its own health.
Yeah.
There you go.
She accepted that.
This is the Soulful Groovers. You guys, hang on. We will be right back after this break.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Always on the go? Missed the show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing to provide you with fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
Beulah gal, can you believe this? We are now the patrol queens of the neighborhood.
We now large and in charge. So we need to check out what's going on in everybody's yard. What about that gun that we know that Junior and his homeboys just ran out? Can we report that too?
Of course we can.
But we could be in deep trouble if they find out.
We need to report what we see, Beulah. When you call Crime Stoppers, they just answer your call in Miami.
So then we can report everything? Guns, where they hiding the drugs, who shoot who part of which gang, or who disturbing the peace with the loud music and the motorcycles.
Then our neighborhood will be the best in the Bahamas, and everybody gonna want to come live here. And then our house price will go up, gal.
So what we waiting on? What's the number?
If you see something, say something. Let us all pitch in and stop the crime before it's your time. Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands. Or text us through the Crack Crime Bahamas app. Stop the crime before it's your time.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Morning to the rising sun. It's bonefish season and they're on the run. I gotta find bonefish Foley to catch me some. See, when it comes to bonefishing, he's number one. He's Bonefish Foley. He's so meek and lowly. Bonefish Foley. He's the one and only.
Good morning and welcome back to On the Clock with Erin Greene. It turns out if you want to hear the Soulful Groovers, you're going to have to go out to the Heart Foundation to hear them live and in action.
I heard this host of groovers recently, actually. I went to a ball for the Attorney General's office, and they had a big thing, big shindig down there. They had the band for balls. People seek them out for the balls. That's the ball group.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're young folk. Now y'all know the time.
Yeah.
Soulful Groovers, they bad. They off the chain. What the old folks would say? They hot, they fire, they lit. And over generations, a wonderful performance. Now, that was Bonefish Foley by Phil Stubbs. Mr. Nuri, there's a new national park.
There's a new national park?
The 33rd official national park and the second national park on Eleuthera.
Now, hold on. You say 33rd, you confuse me. How many national parks do we have in the Bahamas?
33.
We have 33 national parks?
Yeah.
In the Bahamas?
Yeah.
You sure? Because I only can picture like 2 or 3.
No, man, in April I did a whole for like...
I remember the conversation.
Yeah.
But I don't remember you calling 33 of them.
I have to call all 33
So we have 33 national parks in the Bahamas?
Including the newest national park, the Seahorse National Park at Hatchet Bay Cave and Sweetings Pond on Eleuthera.
So why is it named Seahorse?
Well, it's named Seahorse because Sweetings Pond is a large landlocked saltwater pond in Hatchet Bay. It has many unique features, but the most notable of them all is its incredible seahorse population, which is believed to be the densest population of seahorses in the world.
I mean, we have a park that have seahorses, that's it?
Yeah.
And that many seahorses?
It'd have a bunch of other things as well. Trust me, a million mosquitoes.
But wait, I know seahorses, there are saltwater seahorses. If it's landlocked, how can, I don't know about no freshwater seahorses.
It's a landlocked saltwater pond.
So where they get the salt from?
I mean, it must be like a small blue hole.
And they have seahorses inside it?
Yes.
And they have so much seahorses inside it that it's now a phenomenon, and now we have a new national park.
It's a global phenomenon. It's the densest, it's believed to be the densest population of seahorses in the world. And now it is a part of the national park because Hatchet Bay Cave is also a part of the national park.
Is Hatchet Bay Cave the Preacher's Cave?
Yeah.
So you can't call it Hatchet Bay Cave and expect Bahamians to know what you're talking about.
But that's-
Preacher's Cave we know about.
Well, we have to call it Hatchet Bay.
Preacher's Cave.
Yeah.
And it's called the Seahorse.
National Park.
Okay. Instead of Sweden Pond.
Right, because it includes more than just Sweeting's Pond.
Okay. But and then I'm not sure if you did any research on it, but can I go and dive now? Because I want to see the seahorse. I just don't drive past now. Can I go and dive now and see the seahorse? Or no, that's no. You got to watch on the side.
You want to try and ride a seahorse is what you're trying to tell me.
If it's big enough. If it's big enough, I go.
Mr. Newry,
just need to be pony size. It just need to be pony size, and I can try ride
If
it.
the seahorse is large enough for you to ride it, then the seahorse is large enough to bite you. Do not attempt to ride the seahorse.
I've learned, that you approach horses from the side. You don't go in the front and you don't go in the back.
Yeah.
So I know how to ride a seahorse, even though I haven't ridden a seahorse yet.
Let me ask you a very important question. Have
Yeah.
you ever ridden a horse?
A donkey.
You rode an actual donkey before? Not me, an actual donkey.
No, yeah, I rode. That's going to call it by the original name. But I rode a donkey. I say, oh, donkey. Yeah.
No, don't.
No.
I'm not sure if you can enter the pond now that it's been declared a national park.
So how I can know it's a seahorse pond if I can't go into the water?
But perhaps first of all, let's trust the scientists.
I got to trust somebody. But this is
Second
working
of
out.
all, bring your binoculars.
How I can see binoculars in the ocean?
Get the long set.
Mm-hmm.
Lay on the edge of the pond. Stick your binoculars in the water. Do not go in the water. I'm not saying you can't go in the water. I'm saying why would you trouble the densest population of seahorses in the world?
If it's a national pond, and I know tourists will get to see it, I want to see it
Oh,
too.
no, without a doubt.
I want to see it. And the only way to see it
In fact,
is to go in the water.
Let's make the point that the national park is primarily for Bahamians.
Yes.
And we invite everybody in the world to come and enjoy it along with us.
So that's what we need to research, whether I can go and swim with the seahorse. Like how I swim with the sharks and swim with the pigs. I want to swim with the seahorse. We could do a movie. Like how they have Pig Island, like how they have Pig Island, and have the movie with the bird. What the bird name? The show, the movie with the bird and the pigs. The bird and the pig. They had a whole based on the Bahamas with the bird and the pig. The cartoon, Airbird, the colorful birds, Pig Island, and they're fighting the birds.
Angry Birds?
Angry. Oh Lord have mercy.
Angry Birds is based on.
Pig Island in the Bahamas, Major Key. You didn't watch that movie.
Listen.
You didn't watch that movie because it started off in the Bahamas. Did you know that there is an island in the Bahamas that pigs live on? And then they zoom in, and then the whole Angry Birds concept comes
I
up.
see why they were angry.
Now we have a seahorse, and I saying we need to have a seahorse movie.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I want to see a seahorse stampede. I need to see a Bahamian seahorse stampede. Anyway, this is exciting news, right? And I'm sure it's exciting news for the residents of Eleuthera. Since 2014, the BNT has been leading efforts to have the area declared as a national park. In 2018, BNT submitted the 20 by 20 Marine Protection Plan to the government, which included the recommendation to declare Sweeting's Pond and other areas in the Bahamas as protected areas. The BNT plans to continue working with BAIC, local farmers, and other stakeholders on Eleuthera to initiate the strategic next steps for Seahorse National Park. BNT has proactively created a comprehensive conceptual plan that will guide the sustainable development of park infrastructure, amenities, and facilities for public use, including the development of walking trails, recreation, and entrepreneurial programs, research initiatives, signage, and educational exhibits. So there are lots of opportunities for people in Eleuthera to establish small organizations or grants or to build the capacity of existing organizations or businesses, right, to support the development of the park and the island as a whole. And now you see you got lots of partners. You got the government as a partner. You got BAIC specifically as a partner. You got BNT as a partner. The Leon Levy Preserve has always partnered with BNT and the residents of Eleuthera. It's big things happening in Eleuthera.
It is big thing, especially I'm going by memory now. I remember the flamingo thing in Inagua as being a national park.
Yeah.
I know that our largest national park is the Exuma Sea
Park, yeah.
Park.
I think it's Sea and Land.
Sea and Land Park. And then I know that, Freeport, Grand Bahama has a national park there, and there's Bonefish Park.
Yeah.
Right. Then there's the one with all the caves out west.
Right. Prehistoric, primeval forest.
Yes. And that's why I thought it was it. Now you're saying there's
No, man,
33.
There's 33.
My gosh.
And listen, look at the opportunities. I have a tour right now. I'm going to, listen, I go into Abaco.
You're going to look for the bird?
I'm going to teach some wild horses.
We still have wild horses in Abaco?
Because
I thought they extinct.
But that's why we have them, because people think they're extinct. That's how it works, right? That's how they survive. We get some wild horses from Abaco, and then I'm going to do a horse tour in Eleuthera.
With the wild horses?
Horses, seahorses, and horseflies.
I like that.
Right.
I like that. No, I like that, Erin. I like that. I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Horses.
I'll even expand it. I need some beauty salon, horse hair.
Oh.
Let's do it all.
That's good. No, that's good.
But surely, let's get some young people. Let's call Moya Thompson from the Division of Culture, the
Yeah.
Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture.
Yeah.
And let's say, hey, for the next art and film initiative, let's encourage young people to make promotional, do field trips and make promotional videos about the national parks.
What you call it when you say when you're on location you're recording? That's called location?
Yeah.
Location.
We're on location.
Yeah.
live.
And they do the movies there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
In fact, take them on field trips.
Take them on a field trip.
In fact, take them all to one particular park.
I say, do your movie.
Right, everybody do something. We'll decide if you're going to do individual things or do it as a group. And then produce a promotional video of any sort. If it's a music video, if it's a short film, if it's a narrative, if it's choral performance, right? If you be like Phil Stubbs and get the Frogs coordinated. Boy, I have the Frogs by Phil Stubbs on my playlist today. And include the sound, the natural sounds of the environment in your soundtrack. Anything. Because who knew that we had the densest, possibly the densest population of seahorses in the world. In a small landlocked saltwater pond by Hatchett's Bay Cave.
And we need to do some fun facts about seahorses.
Yeah.
Right? Because, they married for life. They faithful. Seahorses, when they get married, they faithful. And when they sleep, they hook tails so you don't float away. They there all night, they hook their tail and say, you with me. You ain't going no place. I know what happened at night. All miners go all kind of places.
That's why we talking about it in hard month.
Yeah.
Seahorses have the rule.
Yeah.
When you go to bed, you can't slip out.
Can't slip out.
Tied.
My arm around you.
Because if I wake up one morning...
Talk with you going pee. No.
And you looking at me like, I don't know, the current just take me away, miss. It's going to be problems in the house.
No.
This is an awesome story. Mr. R.E. Barnes.
Oh, don't forget the pot cake.
Right. Have you ever been to Eleuthera?
Yes.
You ever seen?
I unfortunately did not get to see the seahorses there.
No, me neither. And I've been going to Eleuthera every year from 5 to 18. And I never snuck away from Camp Simonet to go see the seahorses.
Can I pat the Bahamas on the back? I believe the
absolutely.
Bahamas was the first country to make a sea park.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that revolutionized thinking about that sort of thing around the world, that people are now protecting areas.
Yeah.
So pat on the back to Bahamas for being number one at
Right.
that.
Yes,
And
definitely.
I got a text for you, Mr. Nuri, and for me too, obviously.
Okay.
So Preacher's Cave is not the cave, Hatchett's Bay Cave.
No, it's two different caves?
Yes, two different caves.
So how Hatchet Bay Cave is important? Because I know why Preacher's Cave is important.
Well, I'm going to have to follow up on that for next week.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
But we have a question from Mr. Barnes.
Yeah, we
too.
do. We have a question. Before we segue away from Seahorse National Park,
Yeah.
I just want to say, if you're from James Siston, Eleuthera,
Okay,
JC, go online, check your Facebook page. They have an event coming up. See what they're doing and see how you could support it.
You ever went to camp in JC?
From 5 to 18.
I went to camp in JC.
Every
Bahamian needs to go to camp in JC.
Yes, you do.
That's part of growing up.
Yeah, Camp Simonet,
Yep,
whatever
Camp
the
Simonet.
camp is called, because the family rents out the space to other people. Wonderful opportunity.
Yeah, I went to Camp Simonet, spent a week there. That's where I first found out about sandflies.
Yeah.
I never met a sandfly until then.
Yeah.
That was not a good meeting.
No, you know the trick?
What's the trick?
Mosquitoes are attracted to dark clothing. Sandflies are attracted to light clothing.
Erin,
Yeah.
I blue-black.
Stay inside.
Okay.
Mr. Barnes.
Yes.
A text has asked, will you tell us about Sir Victor and Lady Sassoon? The texter says, if my memory is right, when they developed Port New Providence, Lady Sassoon was there to cut the ribbon.
Good. I'm trying to remember now. The Sassoons came here. Sir Victor Sassoon had been in China before the war, and he wanted to find a place after the Second World War to come live. He was a British subject, and he found the Bahamas. It was suited what he was looking for at that point in his life. He was, I think, around 68 or so when he first came here in the 40s. And unfortunately, he had an accident in New York. Lady Sassoon was a nurse, and the doctor said, Sir Victor Sassoon needs a nurse to help him, and that's how they met.
Okay.
Over time, they fell in love.
Absolutely.
Got married here in Nassau on April 1st, 1959, and then he passed away a couple of years later, unfortunately. But it brought our family into the fold of what he was envisioning for the Bahamas on things. We did help develop Port New Providence here.
Yes.
Sassoon Property Developments did that.
Okay.
I can't remember if Lady Sassoon cut a ribbon there or not. I may not have been there for that, but
okay.
Yeah.
A deep relationship, a long-lasting relationship with the Bahamas. And again, the dress wear for the Heart Ball, the annual Heart Ball, is
formal.
And what do you mean by formal? Because my formal and your formal might be different. What's formal?
Basically, for men, tuxedo, and the women will be wearing a ball gown. Now, some of that has changed where it can be, around the knees or something as opposed to a full-length gown.
Yes.
I'm not a fashion person, so you really hit me off key on what to tell you.
Retractable heels.
And Erin, for the listening audience, what's the difference between a tuxedo and a suit? There you go. I just learned that recently. That's why I asked that.
Okay, the difference between a tuxedo and a suit is the cut of the jacket and the style of the lapel.
Lapel. It's all about the lapel.
Yeah.
And of course, a tuxedo pant has some kind of long line ribbon on the
Right,
side.
you have like a stripe.
Yes.
Yes.
And then the lapel is different in terms of it's like whatever that material is.
Yeah, it's more satiny or
Satiny,
something.
yes.
Yeah, it's a little shiny compared to just the cloth of the suit. So,
And that's the difference between a suit. So if your lapel ain't shiny, it ain't satinish, that ain't no tuxedo.
That's just a regular
That's
suit.
a jacket. Go find something else to wear.
We don't kick you out if you're just wearing a suit. We're not going to do that.
Okay.
I do think I made a mistake before. I think just to correct, I believe the tickets are $300. Why? I got a little confused. We were $275, but we had to go up to $300, and for some fool reason, I said $375.
So
hope I didn't scare anybody away.
All right, the tickets for the ball this year are $300. You can purchase them at 424 West Bay Street, which hosts the offices of the Sassoon Heart Foundation. You can call 327-0806. The offices are open from 9 to 3 p.m., and you will speak to either Ms. Linda LaFleur or Ms. Annabelle Gomez. You can reach out also via sassoonheart@gmail.com, and that's SASSOONHEART@gmail.com. And the ball again is Saturday, February the 24th at Bahama. What time do doors open?
I think about 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a silent auction. We're going to have a raffle, an in-house raffle. We're going to have the Ed Bryce Orchestra, the Soulful Groovers, the Defense Force Pop Band, and Gary Super Johnson is the house musician. It's going to be a wonderful time at the 58th Annual Heart Ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope folks will come. Our theme this year is repairing a child's heart is a gift for life.
Nice.
And that's the reward. And that's what it means. This isn't just about a ball and having fun. You're going to be helping children have healthy heart surgeries and come back. One of the things I'm most proud of, we don't have any salaried employees. Every dollar we raise, 98 cents of that dollar goes to pay for the surgeries.
Wow, what a return.
Wow.
98 cents out of every dollar goes towards the surgery. Let's take this caller quickly.
You squeeze them in.
And then I got a new business, Mr. Nuri. I got a new business.
New business?
Yeah.
Is that to do with dogs?
Hello.
Good morning,
Hello,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, this is Sheila Moxie calling. I would like to get the telephone number of the Sassoon Banking,
Oh, okay.
Sassoon Heart Foundation.
All right.
The telephone number of the office.
So it's,
My son was a recipient of that organization. So I would like to get the telephone number and the email number, please.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so you have your pen at hand?
Yes, I do.
All right, 327-0806.
327-0806.
Yes, ma'am. And the email address you can write to them, SASSOONHEART@gmail.com. Got it?
Thank you very much. That's SASSOONHEART@gmail.com.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. Yes, Mr. Newry, I got a new business.
Go ahead.
I wanted the producer to play my theme song.
Yeah?
Phil Stubbs didn't know when he wrote Cry at a Pot Cake
Anyway.
what he was doing.
Before I go, because I hopefully get to play the theme song, Bark.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying now.
Yeah. What, are you going to play music from Bark?
No, but I was going to play Cry at a Pot Cake by Phil
Cry at a Pot-
Stubbs
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
Operation Pot Cake starts tomorrow.
The entire Saturday, the entire
right, today's
Bahamas.
the 18th.
I drop off the dog.
That's right.
I drop off the dog.
I would have dropped my dog off
Yeah.
early because they
So
can have
the
thousands
entire
of dogs.
Bahamas is invited. If
Yeah.
you see any stray dog, if you have a dog out there and you say, man, let me take advantage of this free,
Yes.
free spade and neutering program by the Bark Foundation, you can go there. They have various spots. I should have bring that spot up. You have any information on that?
Yeah, man, I have the information
Good,
here. So
tell
the
me.
number to call is 808-4100. That's 808-4100 to get in contact with Operation Potcake. Now, this is the time when you could snitch. You could snitch on potcakes, okay? You pick up the phone and say, look here, one shiny dog, look like it have a home, but look like it don't have any manners,
Yes.
is walking through my neighborhood.
Yes.
It obviously needs to be spayed and neutered. I don't mind the dog being free, but you got to spay and neuter it. Please come pick up this dog.
And if you know of a stray dog, if you like go on like Awaki and eat lunch and say, this is a stray dog, you can call Bark and Bark will come there and
Right.
pick up the dog, spay, and just drop back the dog off.
Now, listen, I know people are very particular about their animals because they like family, right? And people may have been concerned when I say, if you see a dog walking through your neighborhood, as if it don't belong to someone. But here's the problem, right? You as a dog owner have a responsibility to keep your dog safe, right? If your dog gets free and sneaks into my yard and makes a baby with my dog, there's lots
Child
of ways-
support. I call it for child support.
Child support,
Yes.
custody. The most important thing is custody. Somebody gonna have to come pick up these babies and take care of them. For the
You ever
weekend.
saw a dog climb a fence?
I seen a dog climb a 6-foot wall.
I
Like,
mean, scale it.
You have to snitch on some potcakes. However, some potcakes, I'm looking for some of them. I'm starting a support animal program. I want to start with potcakes and parrots. Sometimes you need to squawk, but you need some support.
I understand.
Parrot.
I see it. I
Right.
see it.
But I think that our Royal Bahamian potcake is amenable to be a support animal, emotional support animal.
The lady asked, what type of dog do I have?
Uh-huh.
And I mentioned, I have a Royal Bahamian dog. She laughed at me.
Did you
But
say,
she understood.
Right, because the Bahamian potcake is believed to be a descendant of the Royal Rhodesian Ridgeback. Smart, strong, working animals, thinking animals. That's why some people let their potcake out in the yard in the morning or out of the yard. The potcake go to work. Come back at 5:30 with a briefcase with groceries.
Yes.
Right? It's smart animals. Everybody needs a support potcake.
Yes. You throw out any numbers again.
All right, so the number to call 808-410-00 for Operation Potcake, and you can email them at operationpotcake242@gmail.com. The potcake dog is a mixed breed dog type found on several Caribbean islands. Its name comes from a traditional local dish of seasoned rice and pigeon peas. Overcooked rice that sticks to the bottom of the cooking pot, forming the potcake, is commonly mixed with other leftovers and fed to the dogs. Although appearance varies, potcakes generally have smooth coats, cocked ears, and long faces. The Bahamas named the type the Royal Bahamian potcake. From this source, the Bahamas Advocates for Animal Rights, I think that's BARC, There are 11,000 unowned dogs in New Providence.
That's too many.
It's far too many. Far too many, especially since a lot of these dogs are performing a service. Have you ever seen dogs walk children home?
Yes, I've seen that.
Like they walk them through certain parts of a neighborhood. Keep them safe.
And also, if you are a morning walker, particularly female morning walker, you should invest in a pot cake dog to walk with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feed that dog 3 times in a row, that dog protecting you. The dog knows where its food lies and wants to keep you safe. It's something special about the Bahamian pot cake. What's our time? We are right at the line. Mr. Ari Barnes, let's go through the details for the Heart Ball one more time.
February 24th is coming up. You can call our offices at 327-0806 to get tickets, or come by our offices at 424 West Bay Street. The property is called Eves, E-V-E-S. We're right opposite the Swiss Pastry Shop, and we're there from about 9 to 3 every weekday.
Absolutely. Now, the Sassoon Heart Foundation raises funds to support access to services for children.
Children, yes.
We are seeing an increase in heart conditions and heart incidents in the country. For people who want to learn more, they can contact Bahamas Heart Association at 327-0806 as well to learn more about heart health and the services available for adults in the country also.
Yes.
Absolutely. Mr. Ari Barnes, it has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me. I very much enjoyed it.
Let me try this one more time. Producer, take us out with Cry of the Pot Cake, please, by Phil Stubbs. Phil Stubbs got a song for every situation, every dispensation, and that is why he is a national hero, a national storyteller. Cry of the Pot Cake. You all go support Operation Pot Cake and get you a Pot Cake emotional support animal right now. Stay tuned. Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We'll be right back with Guardian Radio AM. CA Newry.
They say I ain't got no daddy.